around the back of you.
Part of the back of it, it could be the top of the ship. So they just by saying, look, I'm looking out across the field, and people will take their own cast.
She's got a slightly different face, I think.
Well,
There were no tickets. There was not a physical ticket. You were money into a box. So you went straight from the street into the theatre. The piazza, where all the names are on the floor, that obviously was not there. That was just the street. The names on the floor are people who gave money to help get the theatre reconstructed. So, if you're looking around the theatre, because we are only talking about the theatre, we must forget the modern aspect of the complex. We must forget the museum and the shop and the restaurant. If we're looking here, the question is, where are the toilets? Now, the answer is quite simple. There are no toilets in the theatre. If you were sitting on the upstairs level, the staircases we came up were probably used as toilets. Because physically you weren't leaving the building, if you see what I mean. Now down there, this was very different. If you were standing at the front, you needed the toilet. You didn't want to lose past 800 or 900 people. You didn't want to lose where you were standing. So some people would have gone to the toilet where they were standing. It's as simple as that. That's not a very nice subject, but it is actually something that does still happen today. Places like Glastonbury. When I say Glastonbury, I do mean the rock festival. I don't just mean people in Glastonbury. I'll be very clear about that. Certainly some football stadiums I've been to as well have been quite repulsive. But, you see, there's a real reason for talking about it, because the people who were standing dying were known as groundlings because they were standing on the ground. And they were also known as stinkard. And stinkard was the word stink and the word yard put together. And that was how they got their name. And there is also this idea that is sometimes promoted by teachers to children that the audience would throw fruit and vegetables at the actors. And this is a familiar comedic image that most of the time is thought. Boo, get off, and throwing things. That isn't really true. The people who were standing could not afford to throw fruit and vegetables at actors for 2 hours. I mean, that's the first thing. But if you had something like an orange, you would indeed eat the orange, and you would keep the peel and put it over your nose and mouth as a mask and a smelling mask. So you actually smell the fruit rather than the bad old smell. So this idea of lettuces and tomatoes constantly being chucked at the actors is crazy, it's wrong. So honestly, don't believe that. It's not really true. Just very briefly, because this is also well covered in the museum, the contemporary theatre. Shakespeare died in 1616, about 25 years later with the English Civil War. And the Puritans banned theatre, actually. They didn't like it. Theatre was completely got rid of, and all the resources were therefore demolished. And then nothing happened for about 300 years. The founder of this project was an American actor called Sam Wanamaker. He was actually from Chicago, and he moved to England in the 1940s. And in 1949, he was driving around here in a taxi, specifically looking for where the theatre had stood, and found this big plaque. This big plaque was on the side of a brewery, and it became his ambition to get the theatre reconstructed. The plaque is still there. It's now mounted on the side of a brick wall, and I'll point you in the direction of this when we finish. So 1987, this construction started, 20 or so years ago. 1993, very sadly, Sam Wanamaker died, which meant we didn't quite see it finish. The official opening here was 1997. We did have tours on the site before that, and we did have a couple of workshop seasons before that as well. So there were things going on here before the official opening, but the official opening was 1997. In the last few years or so, we have of course been asked lots and lots of questions by members of the public, such as yourself. Some of these questions are fine. We do enjoy answering people's questions, of course. But every now and again, some of the questions we get asked are what I would describe as insanely stupid. So just for a bit of a laugh, I'm going to share with you some of the genuine summer questions that we have been asked. And these are all absolutely genuine. Someone was standing down there, they were looking up, and they said, who painted the sky? This is absolutely true. When they came in here, they didn't actually realise that this was open air, and we had to actually explain that this was not a painting, believe it or not. But it gets worse. Somebody said this was theatre air conditioned. A woman went to, this is true, a woman went to the cafe, she grabbed one of the waiters, said, does William Shakespeare ever come to the play? And she wasn't actually joking. She'd seen a couple of the recent movie adaptations, and she thought Shakespeare was a living writer writing in the olden style. And we had to tell somebody Shakespeare was dead. That is completely true, and not a lie. It always makes me think, at least Elvis could be alive. At least it is a theoretical possibility. But yeah, that was an astonishing. That really did sort of laugh me out. Somebody said, what was Shakespeare's last name? That's probably my favourite one actually. I suppose the line between, being a bit sad, but also, being quite funny. About Shakespeare alive. But I tell you, the one that it's quite interesting because some people get this straight away and some people don't. We obviously have a shop where we sell books and DVDs and things. And a girl went into the shop, and this is what she said. She said, I'm looking for the movie where Romeo and Juliet are on the boat. I'm looking for Titanic. So that is actually what she said. So, yeah. So, with that in mind, do you have any questions? Anything maybe I haven't spoken about that you would like to know? Anything about Shakespeare generally?
Oh, I just have a question about the backstage.
Yeah, sure.
We can't really see it, but I was just wondering, like, how...
Well, actually, that's it.
That's the backstage.
Yeah, I mean, when the doors are open here. That's it. Historically, that's as authentic as it gets, because once you exited the backstage area further than that, that was it. There was a small staircase, we believe, that went down, and it was kind of like a square. The theatre, the round theatre was on a kind of square lease of land, and that was it. You were basically just back into the rural area. So you didn't have dressing rooms, you didn't have storage spaces. You had a bit of storage space up there and under the stage, but there wasn't a huge complex that we have today, which is why, sort of, when I talk about the toilet situation, for example, I do kind of want to instill that in people's minds. So that was it. The immediate backstage area was known as the tiring house, which we assume alludes to the word attire, so therefore where they would get changed. We think if there was, let's say, if the backstage area was overpopulated for one reason or another, they would probably get changed out the back behind trees and bushes, which is why you politically correct. And that's something that Shakespeare and Love show quite well actually. When they do exit, the way they did the set, when they exit the backstage area, you do indeed see them more or less just in the rural kind of street. So that looks very good in the film. So yeah, that was it. I mean, as far as we know, what we do know, that would have been it. There wasn't really anything to the backstage area very much. So the musicians had the balcony, and there was a little bit of space behind there as well, but certainly not very much. So I hope that clears that one. Hey.
A little pagan question.
Yeah, go on.
For colouring